Good morning. Well, welcome to Atlanta Technical College. I am Dr. Victoria Seals. I have the privilege of being the president here at the college. And we are here being a life-changing catalyst in this region for more than 55 years. We continue to provide world-class education and essential workplace training with over 200 programs that culminate in certificates of credit, diplomas, and associate degrees. We focus on building the whole student, and we can only do so with the support of all of our partners like you. I'd like to acknowledge our elected officials, members of our local board of directors, board of trustees, alumni, and in particular, one special alumnus, Mr. Darrell Moore, who you'll hear from later. So please join me in thanking all of our elected officials. I also see my friend and sister, Superintendent Herring. Thank you for being here. And I won't start calling names because I'll get in trouble. But on behalf of the more than 5,000 students, faculty, and staff of Atlanta Technical College community, we're excited to welcome the City of Atlanta and Acuity brands as we embark on this transformative endeavor. We're excited to host Mayor Dickens, the 61st mayor of our historic city, as he comes to bring news about opportunities that will continue to catapult our citizens into better lives, earning higher wages and sustainable careers. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mayor Andre Dickens.
Let me raise this up just a little bit. Good morning, everybody. It is indeed a pleasure. So good to see each and every last one of you and to be here at ATC. Our favorite, one of my favorite leaders of this city, Dr. Victoria Seals, right here. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for all that y'all are doing here at Atlanta Technical College. It's good to see Dr. Herring here from the Atlanta Public School System, my public school system that I attended just a few years ago as a graduate. Good to see William Bodie here, our state representative, and and all his leadership in respect to labor. And speaking of labor, Sandra here of the North Georgia Labor Council. There's so many others that are in this room. Of course, Invest Atlanta is here, and other great industry leaders. I come, and my chief of staff, Odie Donald, is here, who's helped me put all this together. I came into office with a commitment to foster a culture that promotes economic upward mobility for all Atlantans and to give all residents an opportunity. Part of that commitment involves developing a robust and strong workforce development platform. To make that happen, we are leaning in and leaning on public-private partnerships. And that is why we're here this very morning. Recently, I became the chair of the U.S. Conference of Mayors Task Force on Public-Private Partnerships. Collaborations like this are not really new to Atlanta. We have already seen great success with the Atlanta Beltline, which is a public-private partnership, as well as our At Promise Centers that provide youth opportunities. That's public-private partnership. So it just makes good sense to use our learnings from those public-private partnership endeavors to strengthen our workforce through training and educational opportunities. My administration is joining the Atlanta Technical College and Acuity brands to pilot a program that will help move Atlanta forward. To make this happen, I am making a $1.8 million contribution from the City of Atlanta to ATC's Center for Workforce Innovation. Thank you. This money will allow one of our largest workforce development centers to partner and to scale up and add pilot programming that accommodate more trainees and expand their high-demand skills training. This contribution comes from the city's revenue from the deal that we did to redevelop the Gulch in downtown Atlanta. Now, in addition to these funds, we are also committing $50,000 to a public-private partnership with Acuity Brands and ATC. CEO Neil Ash, who's next to me, will talk more about his company's role in that partnership in a couple of minutes. I want to thank Acuity for coming to the table with us. This started as a collaborative process that we launched in our summer youth employment program. And Acuity wanted to know how can they help to do even more and aid us in our goals. This will be a pilot program that will introduce trainees to high demand occupations, including high demand these occupations: electricians, CDL drivers, and lab technicians. Trainees will receive an overview of the 3 service areas, as well as career exploration with key companies in the industry. We know these types of training opportunities work, and we have an example of their success here with us on stage. One of these people is Daryl Moore Jr. Daryl is an employee with the city of Atlanta who has been in our finance department for the last 5 years. And everybody that knows that comes through City Hall sees Daryl. He lights up a room. He lights up the whole atrium. He's a product of workforce development training opportunities that have allowed him to ladder up in these opportunities throughout his career. He went through the Atlanta Workforce Development Agency program and also took some additional training from my alma mater, Georgia Tech. So we'll hear a bit from Daryl himself in a minute. We're excited that these programs are going to be able to create more opportunities for people like Daryl that he has taken advantage of. And we also know, just plain and simple, that public-private partnerships work. They work by encouraging job growth, by offering targeted education and skills training to individuals, by addressing the immediate needs of high-demand professions. So Dr. Seals, I thank you for your partnership. I thank you for your friendship and your leadership in our city. And now I bring you back to this podium to talk more about today's announcement. Dr. Seals?
Makes it so obvious, right? Well, thank you, Mayor Dickens, and thank you to the City of Atlanta for your renewed commitment and your ongoing support of the college and our students. You know, the Center for Workforce Innovation started about 4 years ago as a collaboration with the City of Atlanta and the Atlanta Committee for Progress. The money that the mayor just talked about is going to continue to help fund that and actually expand that to our Center for Transportation and Logistics. And so that would be a further expansion of that model in terms of how we serve students, being intentional with our employer partners. When the first year of the Center for Workforce Innovation, we served 200 students. We've now scaled that model and we serve all 4,000 students here at Atlanta Tech under that model. So we're very appreciative of the partnership, of the new partners who are coming to the table, and that's exactly what it takes for us to be successful. Atlanta Technical College boasts a 99.94 job placement rate. Yes, sir. And one of the things that excites me, and I tell the team, we're not training people to be in poverty. So these are livable wages, well-paying careers that we are training students for. At the college, we have more than a $200 million regional economic impact. So every investment in our college is a great return on your investment. We're well worth the investment. So thank you again, Mayor, for your partnership and for your investment. Now, the partnership with Acuity Brands, and we're excited to welcome Mr. Ash and his team. This customized training, as the mayor mentioned, will be 5 weeks. We're gonna have at least 20 participants, and there will be a paid participation, emphasis on paid. We can't have people training without earning, right? So they're gonna earn while they learn over the 5 weeks. And the mayor hit on the workplace essentials and the other trainings that they'll have exposure to. The other key part is that our Job Corps scholars, as achievement facilitators, will meet the participants during the program and provide the coaching that they need for the life parts that get in the way sometimes. And so that's our model in terms of how we serve the entire person, that holistic training. And so the Job Corps Scholars team will also work with the Acuity Brands because they're gonna have volunteers to serve as the mentors for these participants. That's the intentional engagement that we have from our industry partners. Now, Acuity Brands is a market-leading industrial technology company based in Atlanta and is led by Mr. Neil Ash, whom I now have the honor to introduce a little bit. Mr. Ash has served as the chairman, president, and chief executive officer of the Acuity Brands since February of 2020, and is known for his ability to lead innovation, growth, and change in some of the most competitive and fast-moving industries. He serves on the National Association of Electrical Distributors Board of Directors, and the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. And he's continuing to be committed to building a growing workforce here in our region. And here at ATC, we are proud to partner with Acuity Brands, and we thank Mr. Ash for his vision in leading this initiative. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Neil Ash.
I'll try to be a little more subtle about the. So, Dr. Seals, it's been a tremendous pleasure to get to know you and to get to know Atlanta Technical College as we've come together to do this important work. Mayor Dickens, we are inspired by the workforce development efforts you're empowering here in Atlanta, and we're proud to be a part of it. As Dr. Seals mentioned, Acuity Brands is an industrial technology company headquartered here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're positioned at the intersection of sustainability and technology. Basically, we're in the business of saving energy and preventing carbon emission. We are the largest lighting and lighting control company in North America, and we develop the systems which manage built spaces. So turn the power on and off, turn the temperature up and down, control the lights, et cetera. The workforce that we need going forward is really important. When we think about the growth opportunities of preventing carbon emission and lowering energy usage, basically, we're going to need to double the size of the grid. And to do that, there are very important jobs which are career opportunities and generational change opportunities for many people in the country and specifically here in Atlanta. So we chose to intentionally sponsor 3 roles which are important to our company, our industry, and our opportunities for growth for these young people in Atlanta. The first is around electricians. As I mentioned, we're going to need to double the size of the grid in the United States over the course of the next 20 or 30 years. At the same time, the number of electricians in America is going down. So not only do we need twice as much capacity, the actual number of people in that role is going down. The second is around lab technicians. Each one of our products is tested for UL certification, Energy Star certification, to prove that we can do what the consumer, can trust these products. Those are very important roles. And finally, we have to move these products. So all of our products are in built spaces, and those built spaces are local, so we have to get them to that. And to do that, we need more truck drivers, and there are not enough truck drivers in the world. In America, what do all these 3 things have in common? They are high-paying career opportunity jobs, which give generational change opportunity for those. What we need to do is introduce talented people to these opportunities. So we're proud to partner with Atlanta Technical College and the city to do that. As Dr. Seals mentioned, we will be sponsoring a group of young people here in Atlanta. We will be paying them while they learn about these roles. They will be introduced to these roles, and they will be positioned to continue on with their education and take these roles. So we're proud to contribute both to Atlanta and to these young people and introduce them to these important opportunities and celebrate the power of these career opportunities going forward. And so when you think about the combination of opportunity and desire, that's a really powerful combination. And there's no one that represents that combination and the power of that opportunity more than Darryl Moore Jr. As the mayor mentioned, he lights up every room. I spent 10 minutes in there with him, and I'm going to follow him into whatever battle he leads me. So Darryl, you started here in the Atlanta Workforce Development Agency. You started here at Atlanta Technical College, and you've gone on to do some pretty amazing things. In fact, I've just learned that some people even refer to him as the $1 Million Man. So, Darryl, can you show us what all this is going to become, please?
Thank you. How y'all doing today? My name is Darryl Moore. First and foremost, I want to thank our mayor, Andre Dickens, and his chief of staff for this opportunity. Again, I want to thank Dr. Scales and Mr. Neil Ash as well for what they're doing into the community. My name is Darryl Moore. I do work for the city of Atlanta in the Office of Revenue. I'm with the Department of Finance. I started with AWDA. It works. All your things that you're doing for our community, it works. Everything that you're doing in partnership, it works.
I started there and I went through their job readiness every morning, every Monday morning, every inspiration conversation, every agent that I had a chance to come in contact to. It shows that they really want us to progress. I wanted the resources. I went after the resources. It works for you if you wanted to work, literally. I went to school. I found myself going every day until I actually got placement, coming up there just to be inspired about all the many things that they had going on. And I ended up going to Georgia Tech, project management. And it was an awesome experience. I learned a lot, but that goes to show you that it don't end there. So as I kept going, I was offered to come to City of Atlanta, the Cafe 5 to work on a project. And it was awesome. I did. I started to listen, I started to learn, I started to grow. I went on the Skrill and got my bachelor's degree. And I ended up getting placement. I ended up getting placement within the City of Atlanta. It was awesome. I was brought down to the Office of Revenue, and I went forth, and I still wanted more. I still wanted more, so I went after my master's degree. I walked across the stage this past Saturday, obtaining my master's degree. And I would tell you, first, I started here at Atlanta Technical College. I was one of the first basketball team, Division I, that they had at this college. Look, I believe in the City of Atlanta. I am the City of Atlanta. I've been here 42 years of my life. I am the product of the APS school system. I graduated from Frederick Douglass High School in the class of '99, and I just believe in everything going on. As stakeholders into this city, I believe in you. Everything you're doing, every time, every donation that you're putting back in, is people who want to work. They just don't know where to go and where to start. And everybody I talk to, I always tell them, Atlanta Tech is the best place to start. If you can't start anywhere else, come to Atlanta Tech. Again, I want to thank our mayor for this opportunity, his chief of staff. I want to thank again Dr. Sales, you, Mr. Ash. I appreciate it all. And I am a product of this city, and I'm continuing to grow and thrive in it. Thank you.
You see how she did that? She made me go after Daryl Moore Jr. He done dropped the mic and I gotta pick it up. We're supposed to walk out of here and storm the field and beat whoever's on the other team. You know, it's like we are the Titans or whatever. We're supposed to just go out here. Yeah, well, thank you, Daryl, for real, for sharing your story. You know, it's interesting. You know, I knew maybe 30 to 40, 50% of that. I didn't know all the rest of it. I certainly didn't know you went to Douglass High School. I probably wouldn't have let you on the stage. No, I'm just kidding. Mays versus Doug rivals. I didn't know that. My chief of staff, Odie Donald, went to Douglass. So now I see how I got this morning with Daryl being up here. But no, it's all love, like you said, all of Atlanta. I mean, like literally every part of your development has come with a city name attached to it. Whether it's Atlanta Public Schools, the Atlanta Technical College, the city of Atlanta, you know, all these things, you know, even Georgia Tech being in the middle of the city, you've benefited from this network of education and opportunity that we have here together. And so I applaud you, man. We need to do a video of you doing that and show others that this city has pathways and opportunities. So thank you. You're a great spokesperson. And again, we're here doing this public-private partnership, investing in our city's workforce development. And so now I'll be ready to take a few questions. We are here for whoever you want to ask the questions of, ATC, me, or Acuity, or Daryl. You can ask Daryl all the questions if you want to. I stand ready, but thank you, partners. Thank you. These are great partners here, and APS, of course, are part of it. It's not AWDA anymore. It's WorkSource Atlanta. Amy, thank you for your leadership. Invest Atlanta, and so many others that are in here. And our corporate partners. If you're a corporation in this city, if you represent a corporation, just wave your hand. Wave your hands high. Verizon, Coca-Cola, I see all of y'all. Thank you. Thank you all for, Tech Bridge. I see some folks in here. So, any questions? Yeah, good question. So, yes, we are still on a pathway to creating that. In a few weeks or less, you'll hear us launch ATL Works, which is the platform that leads us right into creating the Department of Labor. We have to create a department during the next budget cycle. That's the only time that we can actually effectuate that change officially, and that's July 1 of 2023. But leading up to July 1, you'll see all the next steps to go into that. We'll announce leadership around it, and start to shape what that office is going to look like as it becomes a department during the next budget cycle. But stay tuned. We might be in a space similar to this real soon to make some announcements. All right, thank you.